$100 billion. That's what the news said disappeared from the stock market last Tuesday. Poof. Gone. Just like that. And every time the news says that, everyone asks the same question. Where did all that money go? Did somebody steal it? Did it fly away? Did it fall behind the couch? Here's the real answer, and I promise you, a 5-year-old can understand it. Imagine you have a toy, a teddy bear, sitting on your shelf. Your friend walks in and says, "I'll give you $10 for that teddy bear." You say, "Cool." Now you think your teddy bear is worth $10. But did your friend actually give you $10? No, he just said he would. That $10 is not in your pocket. It's in his mouth. The Uncaged Fox calls this the hope price. It's not real money. It's just what someone said they'd pay. Now, the next day, your friend comes back, and he says, "Actually, I'll only give you $5. Question, did you just lose $5? No. You never had $5. Your friend just changed his mind. The toy is the same toy. It's still on your shelf. Nothing happened to your money because no money ever moved. Now, let's make it bigger. Imagine a toy store. A massive toy store. 1 million teddy bears on the shelves. Each one has a price tag that says $10. So, what's the total value of all the teddy bears in the store? $10 million. That sounds like a lot, but here's the thing. Nobody bought all the teddy bears. Maybe 10 people bought one each today at $10. That means only $100 actually changed hands. The other $9,999,999? Just price tags. Just hopes. Now, the store drops the price. New price tag? $8. Same bears, same shelf, same store. But now the total value of the store is $8 million. The news anchor goes on TV and says, $2 million wiped off the teddy bear market. Sounds scary, but let me ask you, did any teddy bear disappear? No. Did anybody's wallet get emptied? No. Did anyone actually lose $2 million? No. Because $2 million were never real. They were just the total of all the price tags. And price tags are guesses. Now replace teddy bears with stocks. A stock is just a tiny piece of a company, like owning one Lego brick of a giant Lego castle. Each Lego brick has a price tag. When people feel good about the castle, the price goes up. When people feel worried about the castle, the price goes down. But the castle is still standing. Nothing broke. Nobody stole a brick. People just changed their minds about how much the castle is worth. This is what the stock market really is. Millions of price tags on millions of tiny pieces of thousands of companies. When those price tags go up, the news says the market gained billions. When those price tags go down, the news says the market lost billions. But here's what they never tell you. The money was never in the market. The money is in people's bank accounts. It only moves when somebody actually buys or sells a stock. And on most days, very few people actually sell. Most people just hold their stocks and watch the price tag change. Like watching the price of your teddy bear go up and down, while the bear sits on your shelf the whole time. So when the news says $100 billion vanished, what really happened is the price tags changed. That's it.
Hopes went down, price tags went down, but your bank account? Still the same. Okay, but wait. Some people do lose money in crashes, right? Yes, but only one kind of person. The person who sells. Back to the teddy bear. If you paid $10 for the bear yesterday, and today you sell it for $5, then yes, you lost $5 for real. But if you just keep the bear on your shelf, and next week the price goes back up to 10, you lost nothing. You just waited. This is the single most important thing about stock market crashes. You only lose money if you sell at the lower price. If you hold on, the price tag might go right back up. And historically, it almost always does. Look at this. Every crash in history followed by a recovery. The people who lost the most in every crash are the ones who panicked and sold at the bottom. They turned a hope price loss into a real loss. They didn't have to. Think of it like this. It's raining outside. Your teddy bear's price tag says $5 instead of 10. You have two choices. Choice A, run outside in the rain, sell the bear for $5 and cry. Choice B, stay inside, wait for the sun. The price tag goes back up.
Panicking is choice A. Patience is choice B. Almost every time in history, the sun came back out. And the people who stayed inside, they were fine. The ones who ran into the rain, they got wet and poor. So if crashes are just price tag changes, why do they sometimes cause real damage? One word: panic. When everybody runs for the door at the same time, when everybody tries to sell their teddy bear at once, the price doesn't just drop, it crashes. Because there are a million sellers and almost no buyers. That's what happened in 1929. That's what happened in 2008. And that is when hope price losses turn into real losses. Because people are forced to sell, to pay rent, to pay bills, to cover loans. They sell at the worst possible price. Not because they want to, because they have to. That's the difference between a normal crash and a crisis. A normal crash? Hopes change. Price tags move. Nobody's wallet gets lighter.
A crisis? Fear spreads. Everyone sells. And then the money moves for real. Out of people's pockets and into someone else's. Crashes don't destroy money. Panic does. So the next time you hear this on the news, 100 billion wiped off the market, remember what that really means. It means the price tags changed, not money disappeared. The money was never in the stock market. It was always in bank accounts. The stock market is just a bunch of price tags hanging on things people might sell. Value is a guess. We get our guesses wrong. Markets reprice, and life goes on. This is the Uncaged Fox, turning panic into patterns, and making sure a 5-year-old can outsmart the 6 o'clock news. Subscribe before the next crash.